My article's driven by two questions. What might a better state be like? And how do we go about rethinking the state? Where do we look to for inspiration? At a contemporary juncture where states are associated with oppressive practice, posing the question of better states may seem poorly timed. Yet others argue now more than ever, public forms of government are needed to support people's well-being, our collective existence and that of other forms of life. In this article, I explore the contribution to rethinking the state offered by municipal experiments in radical governing developed in British cities during the 80s. The 80s is usually seen as a period of dominating Conservative rule and Labour's disarray, a period when the left wandered in the political wilderness, but it was also a hugely fruitful, innovative era. Left-wing city councils fought the Thatcher central government to protect local people from its agenda, but they also wanted to demonstrate what left-wing government could be like. So municipal councils developed community economics, participatory decision-making, introduced transport subsidies, banned animal circuses, declared nuclear-free zones, and pursued international agendas, most notably in solidarity with progressive forces in Nicaragua, South Africa, and Northern Ireland. Many policies developed by subsequent Labour governments, particularly on the environment and equality, began life in British councils, written off at the time as loony and intrusive. I don't want to over-idealise 1980s municipal government or be overly nostalgic. There were problems, failures and betrayals, and I say this as someone who was a local councillor at the time. It also isn't a call for states today to replicate pioneering city councils from 30 years ago. But can this example, however small and short-lived it proved to be, help progressives to reimagine what statehood could conceptually and practically entail? Mostly we think of states as territorial national structures governing life, places and things, a conception of the state which emphasises hierarchy, domination and control. Can British municipal radicalism help progressives to think about states differently? And the article explores this possibility in four ways. Through pluralising what counts as a state, by approaching states as embedded, everyday political formations, by considering their capacity to be activist, deploying their powers creatively to overturn relations of subordination, and by recognising and reassessing their ability to exercise care and responsibility. These four dimensions aren't always compatible, and the tensions between them are important. However, they draw us towards what I'm calling a kind of prefigurative conceptualising. This involves taking up desired meanings as if they have some purchase on the present, while being fully aware of their precarity. But what can prefigurative conceptualising actually do? Can it, as other forms of prefiguration aim for, meld means with ends? Can it bring a desired future into being? Reimagining what statehood means and what it could become isn't something that can be installed to produce predictable linear effects. It also needs to work alongside and not instead of critiques of present state formations. But if it does, rather than providing answers or goals, it can offer pathways for thinking and practice. The neoliberal right have demonstrated this clearly. They reimagined the state and with a host of material measures were able to put their new imagination into effect. Can progressive forces do something similar? Should they? These questions form part of my larger project on reimagining the state in ways that might support a transformative progressive politics.